All right, I'm going to talk about catching the ferry from Dumaguete to Cebu City. Now, I looked online and I went to different places, and there's a few ways you can do that. Now, if you you get on the bus. Now what happens is the series bus, will go over to what's called a ro-ro ferry, which is R-O-R-O, which is roll on, roll off. Those ferries will only go to the bottom of Cebu, like Santana, and then the bus goes on that ferry and goes as far as Santana, and then you ride on the bus for at least 3 hours to get to Cebu City. Now, there are a few ferries. There's one, it's the Dumaguete ferry, which isn't the roll on, roll off. Those are further up north in Civilon, and they also have like a regular ferry that goes, that goes to Santana. Now they also go, a little bit further north of Santana, and then there's another roll on, roll off ferry further north. And about maybe 5-6 kilometers. So there's one in Dumaguete and there's two in Civilon. Now, if you want to take a ferry directly, because once they get to Santana, then you have to get on a bus, or if you're already on a series bus. And if you want to take a ferry, all along the water, all the way to Cebu City, there's actually only 2 ferries. Now, this is what I understand, and if you go online, if you have more information, then please put it in the comments. So there's 2 ferries that go directly in the water all the way from Dumaguete to Cebu City. Now, one is called George and Peter Ferry, and the other one is Coqueleong. Now, I might not be pronouncing it right, but it's a Coqueleong Ferry. Now, so I wanted to go on the ferry, straight on the water, and both of those ones that they leave at night. One leaves at 11 p.m. and the other one leaves at 12 midnight. So I went over. Now you can't buy a Coqueleong ferry ticket unless you go to the office. You can't buy it online. And I'll put the link to the Coqueleong ferry in the comments or in the description of this video. So I went over there, and they said that, well, there's the one I was going to get on, the ferry I was going to get on, the Coqueleong ferry, was Maasin, and it left at midnight. And I said, okay, I want to get a ticket. So there's economy, then there's tourist, then there's business, and then there's another level where you get your own, like a hotel room with a bed and a restroom and a CR and so forth. And so the economy, well, you can look on the website, but it's something like 500 something pesos, like 560 pesos, and then the tourist is like 800 or something like that, and then the business is 1100 pesos. Now the business, if you look on the website, it has like 4 bunks, and there's 4 people pay for tickets, and it has like a little room with a couch. And so there's room, it's kind of like a 1-bedroom type thing. There's 2 bunks or 4 bunks total in one room, and then there's a room with a couch. And I thought, well, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Okay, well, sell me a business ticket. Okay, so 1,100 pesos, sir. Okay, so I give them 1,100 pesos, and I got my ticket. Leaves at midnight. All right. So now what do you do? Okay, now, so I decided, I read on the website that it says you have to be on the ferry at 10 p.m. I thought, on the ferry at 10 p.m. Okay, well, I better get on there early. I've never done this before. So I got to the wharf at about 8:30. So I had my luggage. I had 2 small bags, and so I rolled over there. Oh, and so when they sell you the ticket, it isn't like something you can get online and verify. From then on, you have to have the ticket, only the ticket, and nothing but the ticket. Well, what if you lose your ticket? Then you're out of the picture. That's it. You can't do anything. So you have to keep your ticket, and it's printed up like on looks like maybe a dot matrix printer. And so I have my ticket, and so I'm going over there and walk in to and the security guard says, "Where are you going?" So I'm going to the ferry to Cebu City. Okay, so I have my ticket. Okay, now because it's the ticket, only the ticket and nothing but the ticket, you don't check in, like at a counter. So you go up to the security guard and you have to go through a metal detector. And they go through, you put your luggage on there, but before that, the security guard will not let you in the terminal until you pay your fee. Now the fee is 15 pesos. That's the terminal fee. And there's a guy sitting there, it looks like a movie theater thing with glass around it with a little hole and a little area where you slide your ticket in. So you pay 15 pesos, you slide your ticket in, and he staples a little paper that says 15 pesos on it. Now you can go to the metal detector. Okay, so you go to the metal detector and you go through there and you go to the terminal. And the terminal is real big, and there's about 7 screens of different things playing. Some of it shows you, what ferry is going where and what gate you're supposed to go through. And it's not air conditioned, and there's a lot of big fans going on, and also that you can buy snacks there. So you wait there, and then about 9:30 or 9 o'clock, something like that, and they get on the loudspeaker and say that they're loading up, and you go over there. Okay, so now I got my ticket, got my bags, and there's no check-in. You don't check in any luggage. It's whatever you're carrying with you, that's it. And they don't, there's no weigh-in or anything like that. You got your luggage and you're good to go. So, go through the gate, and it's quite a ways. You walk over to the ferry. So they look at your ticket, okay, you go through the gate, then you go walk all the way, and just before you start walking up the the plank up there, you know, that you're going to have to walk up to get into the ferry. There's a guy who checks my ticket and he says, "Sir, this ticket is for tomorrow." And I'm thinking, no, it's for now. And I think, well, what do you mean? Okay, now here's the catch. In the Coquelicon world, now say for instance, you buy your ticket a few days ahead of time, and like my ticket is for the 10th at midnight. Okay, now on the 9th, the day is the 9th, right? Okay, so the 9th, it's in the morning, you know, on and on, and 11 p.m. it's still the 9th, right? Okay, and then 11:30 p.m. it's still the 9th. Okay, at midnight, what day is it? Well, I thought at midnight it turns into the 10th, but it isn't the 10th. In the Coquelicon world, it's still the 9th. At 12 midnight, it's still the 9th. Oh, so my ticket is for tomorrow. It's May 10th, but it's gonna leave at midnight, which is still the 9th. Okay. Oh, what do I do? Okay, so the guy says, well, go back over to the ticket office and trade it in. I said, oh, okay, but that's a long walk. You mean, are they open? Oh yeah, they're open. So now it's like 10:30, and I walk all the way back over to the metal detector security guard, and I ask him, I said, well, it's 10:30 and it's kind of late. Do you think I'm gonna make it on the ferry? And I have to trade my ticket? And all along the way, you know, there's different people working at the ferry. Hey, where are you going? The ferry's that way, you know. Well, you know, I got something going on here with the ticket. Okay, so I get as far the security guard at the metal detector, and he said, "Oh, you got plenty of time. The ferry's not going to. The boat's not going to leave until 12 midnight." Okay. So I go over to the ticketing office there, and I explained the whole thing, and the gal, she's real nice. She says, okay, well, we'll trade it for another ticket. I said, okay. And I said, well, this is for business class. Can I get business class? And she says, nope, business is sold out, but you can get tourist. I said, okay, well, we'll go with tourist then. And she gives me the price difference, and so I got my ticket for the 9th that leaves at midnight. Okay, so now I walk over, you know, I show them my ticket, go through the metal detector again, and walk back over the thing, go to the ferry. The guy standing there, he looks at my ticket and says, okay, all right, I'm good to go. So I go up the thing, and I noticed that, and there's other guys checking the ticket once you get in the ferry to make sure you go to the right spot. And the economy area is like open air, you know, and bunks. Okay, so between, and then further down is tourist, which is air conditioned. So I go over, in between there is an area that's for like snacks, and where you can, it has like booths, and you sit down and you can buy snacks and eat. And I already brought my own food, so I was good to go. So they said, okay, this is tourist. I go in there, and there's all these bunks, you know, like bunk beds, too high, you know. Bottom bunk, top bunk. And I'm thinking, well, let's see, which one is it? Which one does it make any difference? What's going on? So I find a bunk and I put my stuff on it, and then I look over there. Oh, and there's the mattress is a mattress, but it has like a big, it's a plastic with I guess a foam in it, and it has like a lump that's supposed to be your pillow. It's just a lump in the mattress. Okay. So I thought, well, okay, I got this this mattress, and I got my stuff on here, and then I notice that there's a guy. He's handing out sheets and blankets. Huh? So I thought, well, let me go over there, and I go over there and say, yeah, I'd like to get a sheet and a blanket. And the guy says, okay, you have an ID? Oh, yeah, okay, I got an ACR card. So he says, I said, well, you have to leave here with me. And I noticed there was like kind of like a tray type thing, and he had like all these IDs in there, and I thought, well, this guy, he wants to make sure he gets this blanket and his sheet back. So okay, so I give him my ACR card, and he gives me the sheet and the blanket. So I go back over, and then I said, well wait a minute, does it matter which bed? He said, well, let me see your ticket. So he looked at the ticket, and he said, oh, you have bed number 196. Okay. So and then I noticed, oh yeah, there is bunk numbers on the bottom bunk and the top bunk, and so I thought, well, let me see if I can find it. And ironically, miracle of the ages, my assigned bunk was where I put my stuff. Amazing. Okay, so I go back over there, and there's a guy in the bed next to me, and he says, oh, you know what? You need to make sure that you point your head towards the bow of the boat. So I've never done this before. I said, okay. So I have to do it on the bow of the boat? And he said, yeah. I said, well, why is that? He said, because when the boat is going in the water, it's kind of tilted, and you want to have your head kind of tilted up instead of tilted down. Oh, okay, all right, makes sense to me. So I get my thing, and the sheet is like a fitted sheet, and I put it on the mattress, and I got my blanket, and okay. Now, in the tourist class, they have very bright lights, and I thought, well, you know, when we take off, they're probably going to dim these lights a little bit, and you know, because people are going to be going to sleep and so forth. No, they don't dim the lights. They're bright. Okay. Well, I'm assigned a top bunk. Okay. Well, I'll do that. And so, you know, the motor's running, and you can hear it, you know, kind of running, and okay. So. We take off about midnight, and I fall asleep. Nice cool air. Okay, but about 2:30 in the morning, a baby starts crying across the room. Now babies cry, you know, that's kind of like par for the course. And the baby kept crying and crying, and I woke up and cried for about 45 minutes, something like that. So I get up and I go to the CR. Now, here's a tip for the CR. Now, if you've been in the Philippines, you realize that not all CRs are stocked with toilet paper. But, you know, I'm kind of hip to the Philippines, so I had my own. And also, just another tip, is that you can actually buy a small roll of toilet paper at the grocery store, and it looks something like this. Tissue to go. So I have one of those too. All right, so now it's about 2:45, and I get up and I walk around. I walked into the snack area. The strangest thing is that now the snack bar is closed, but those booths are still there, of course. You know, there's a bunch of booths. And there's people sleeping on those booths. They don't have any. Blanket, no pillow, and they're in all kinds of strange positions on these booths. And I think, what in the world? And there's a TV, and it's got this movie playing, and it's really loud. And I thought, well, these people must really be tired. They sleep through this. And where did they come from? And I think. Well, it's just something I just figured. Well, I think what happened was they were in the economy, and it got really hot, and the snack area is aircon, so they just went and crashed out in the booth. Okay, no harm, no foul. I guess they're trying to cool off. So I go back now. Just the opposite is going on in tourist class, because that air conditioner is blowing pretty steady, and it's pretty cold. And it was blowing on me, and I thought, well, now I got away from the vent, the aircon vent. I don't know why this air is blowing on me. So I looked, and I could see the aircon unit, and it looked like the vents were pointed over towards where I was sleeping. So I thought, well, I'll just go over there and straighten those vents out. Okay, so I went over there. It wouldn't move. Okay, okay, what's the solution here? Well, we're out in the ocean here, and there's nobody else getting on this boat, and there's some empty bunks. I thought, oh, well, you know, I'll try to find an empty bunk that's a bottom bunk, and I can get out of the aircon blowing straight on me here. And plus it might be a little shaded from those bright lights. So I find one, take my sheet off, put my stuff over there, and I'm good. And about 4:30 or so, I fall asleep. Now, everything's going great, except about 6:15 in the morning. I hear this sound. It wakes me up. Bing, 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 bing. I thought, oh, it's going to be an announcement. So the announcement comes over, and it's I didn't understand what they were saying. I think well, I thought, well, maybe that was in Visayan. So I'm laying there waiting, and then all of a sudden, bing, 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 bing. It's going to be in English now. So it comes on, and it says, okay, so didn't quite get that. I think what the deal was is I think, well, now it's 6:30. We've been on the high seas here all this time, so we're probably getting close to land. That's probably what's going on. So I kind of dozed off a little bit, and then I woke up, and it's starting to get, daylight's coming in through the window in the snack bar area, and I thought, well, we're probably almost there. And then some people are starting to get their stuff together and so forth. And there's a guy behind me, in the bunk behind me, and he's snoring, and he slept through the whole thing, I guess. And then, so we finally dock, and people are getting off, and I'm a little slow getting my stuff together, and so sure enough, the blanket guy shows up. And so he wakes up this guy that's snoring and say, hey, you know, we're in Cebu City, it's time for you to get up. And he wants his blanket back. And he asks him, is your name such and such? He has the card. Yeah, that's me. So he gives him the thing. And sure enough, he's got my card, my ACR card. Is your name such? Yes, that's me. Well, I need to, oh, okay, just a minute. All right, so I get all the blankets, get all the stuff, give it to him. Got my stuff together. I'm my last guy off of this boat. So I'm walking down and I look around. And I don't see any signs pointing where I'm supposed to go, and everybody is already gone. And I thought, well, I guess let me walk around and see what's going on. So I walk around, I see a walkway, and I thought, oh, maybe that's it. And I see somebody walking, and I walk, and I think, no, I think I'm walking the wrong direction. I don't have anything to guide me, but I thought, well, okay, let me get on this walkway. It has this rail, and I thought, well, I think I'm gonna have to, I can see the boat back there. You know, it's daylight now, and docked, and they're unloading stuff out of the bottom. So I thought, well, how am I gonna get on this walkway? It's got a rail there. I don't see. Okay, so I pick up my my luggage and put it inside there, and I climb over the rail. And I thought, well, I think I'm on the right track now. And so I walk, and it's a long ways down there. So I'm walking down there, and what do I see? A street and a taxi stand. Oh my, I really hit pay dirt now. I'm on the right track. So so I go over there, and there's and of course there's a couple of guys that are trying to rip off the foreigners. They can see I'm a foreigner, and they're going to try to rip me off. And they say, hey, where are you going, sir, and all that. No, you know, I said, no. Basically, no, that's okay. I'm just going to get in line. The line looked long, but there was a lot of taxis, and it was moving fast. So I got in line, and within a few minutes, you know, I thought, well, I don't know. I'm going to try. I'm going to go to Ayala, so I don't know how far away I am from Ayala. And I thought it might be a long ways, it might be a short way, I don't know. So so I told the taxi, and there's a security guard, he's running the whole thing, you know, he's, okay, get this going on. And taxi pulls up, and I told him where I needed to go. You know, okay, and they put my bags in the trunk. The guy had a meter, and he set the meter, and off we went. And it wasn't far. It's a lot closer from the port to Ayala than if you were in the airport. It's a lot closer, because it was only, my taxi bill was only 104 pesos, and I paid it, I tipped the guy, and so I made it in. And anyway, I hope you found this informative, because I wanted to explain the different ins and outs with taking the ferry. Anyway, and thanks for watching.